Hello. I want to share a bit of my journey, my story, so that you know that I actually know what I'm talking about when I talk to you about healing and the process and working towards goals and designing a life you love because I've done it, I'm doing it, and I'm excited to say that I believe I am leaving a legacy for those that are following me of health and wellness and just a vibrant life. So, it started about 13 years ago. I was waking up in the mornings and I would have pain in my body. I noticed it was started in my feet, and I would have like this shooting pain in my feet when I would get out of bed in the morning. Just the first few steps were so painful. And then as the weeks went on, the pain started to move around. It was in my feet, but sometimes it was also in my knees, and they were very painful. My shoulders, oh my goodness, when it would go in my shoulders, the pain was so excruciating. I would literally just lay in bed and just cry and cry. I was in so much pain. Painkillers that I took, nothing even touched it. You wouldn't even know when I took a painkiller. It didn't even touch the pain. It was just brutal. And I was trying to find a way out. And the breaking point for me was as I got worse and worse, the pain got more and more intense. In fact, it went into my hands and I couldn't even open and close my hands anymore. They were literally crumpling up. And I was only 40 years old at the time. My hands were shriveling up and I was in so much pain I couldn't even open and close them. It was a very dark, very scary place for me in my life. I had a young family, and I joke around now about it and I say, there's a lot of things that you do with your hands that you don't want someone else to have to do for you. So that was my point where I was like, I need to go get this fixed. I need to find out what's happening to me. So I went to the doctor many times, many tests, and they kept saying, you're fine. Your numbers are fine. There's nothing wrong with you. And I started to think, is this in my head? Like, why? What is wrong with me? Why am I thinking I'm in this pain? But the doctor says there's nothing wrong with me. But I knew that it wasn't in my head because I was literally feeling it. I was literally watching my hands shrivel up. So time after time, doctor after doctor, I would literally come out of doctor's offices just crying because there was no hope. I felt hopeless because they would say that your numbers are fine. It looks like your numbers are fine. And I knew I wasn't fine. I knew something was wrong. I was living in chronic pain. And I now have such a compassion for people that are in chronic pain. If you've never been there, you don't understand it. Once you've been there, you know how brutal it is to live in chronic pain. It affects everything. It affects you physically, but it also affects you mentally, emotionally, even spiritually. Like it messes with your head too, because you just are constantly dealing with the pain. You just can't come out as your best version of yourself because you always have this pain within you to deal with. So finally, I saw one doctor and she said to me, well, you have rheumatoid arthritis and you need to see a specialist. So I was like, well, what's that mean? Well, what is that? Isn't that just for old people? Because at the time I was 40, I thought I was pretty young. And I really thought anything I'd heard about rheumatoid arthritis was just something that old people got. And she explained to me, no, not necessarily. So they sent me to a specialist. And of course, the specialist said, you have to go on very strong anti-inflammatories and you will be on a very strong painkiller for the rest of your life. And I was like, what? What's happening? Like, what's causing this? Why do I have this? What's going on? And then I started to look up all the side effects of the medication that they wanted me to take. I'm not kidding. Like pages and pages of serious side effects, heart attack, lung clots, early death, weight gain, depression, like it was serious stuff. And at that moment, I was like, I can't. And if I have any other option, I can't put these things purposely into my body knowing that they have those side effects. And by the way, what's causing this? Like, why can't we get to the root of the problem and fix it rather than just covering this up? So I did a lot of praying, a lot of research, a lot of searching, a lot of asking people and looking for help. And finally, someone pointed me in the direction of a naturopathic doctor. So I went and saw this naturopathic doctor, and she said to me, it's inflammation in your body. This is how you can bring that down. This is going to help. Try going off these inflammatory foods, which were wheat, sugar, and dairy. So I said, okay, well, I mean, I was in so much pain. I was losing the use of my hands. I had a young family. I had terrible brain fog and I couldn't think clearly. The PMS symptoms were brutal. I was just getting in a dark, dark place. So I said to her, okay, well, I'll try that. Now, one step back, at this same time, we had just found out that my brother had cancer. Now, cancer was not in our family. Nobody had cancer that I knew of in our family. That was something that happened to other people. That didn't happen to our family. Well, it did happen to our family. And 6 weeks after we found out that he had cancer, my brother passed away from it. Not only that, but a few years later, my sister-in-law also passed away from cancer, and a cousin that had cancer, an aunt that had cancer. It was just like bombarding one after the other at that point. And like I said, I was in a dark place now. All of this was happening. I was in chronic pain. I was losing the use of my hands. I did not know what I was going to do. So when this naturopathic doctor said to me, try this, I was open to anything. I said, I'll do it. I'll try it. So I did. I stopped eating wheat, sugar, and dairy for the most part. 2 weeks. 2 weeks is all it took. And I was basically pain-free, had the use of my hands again. They were pretty much completely fine. I was pretty much completely better within 2 weeks. And that shocked me. I say that was my aha moment when I realized the power of the food that I was putting in my body. The food I was eating was literally killing me. It was causing me to become a cripple. It was causing me to be in chronic pain, to not be able to think clearly, to have horrible PMS symptoms. It was doing all kinds of things to me. And it was just what I was eating. That blew my mind. So, of course, at that point, I went on a trek. I said, I am not eating that stuff anymore, for one thing, because I was better at this point. But not only that, I have got to let other people know. So people would come to me and they would ask, what they would see the difference in me. They would see that I had lost considerably amounts of weight. My skin cleared up. I was no longer in pain. I felt light and energized. Everything about me changed just because I changed what I was eating. It was so powerful. So as these people would come and ask me, and I would say, well, this is what I did. It worked for me, and it's just so simple. And so then I finally figured out I need to get certified, because all kinds of people are asking me. They want what I have. They want the same experience. So that's when I took my certification, became a certified advanced weight loss practitioner. Since then, I've also became member of the International Association of Life Coaches. So I'm a life coach, as well as now I have training in functional medical nutrition, which is getting to the root cause of issues, not just covering them up with strong anti-inflammatories and pain meds and that kind of thing, but actually getting to the root issue to see what's causing the problem. So now I help other people do that, which is amazing, amazing. Well, now at this point, I was feeling so good. The weight was just naturally falling off because of just changing what I was eating, the bit of movement that I was doing. I felt so good. And that's when I decided that I cannot keep this to myself. I got certified, and this is my deep down why. This is one of the reasons why I'm doing this video podcast, why I've created it, is because I want to end the cycle of disease and death not only in my family, but in the families of every woman, every person that I can help. Because I know what it's like to be in that chronic pain. I know what it's like to hate the way I look, to feel like I've let myself go, to have that weight, not just physical weight, because yes, I was 30 pounds overweight, bloated, fat, hated the way I looked, couldn't think clearly, terrible PMS. I was not a nice person. I was not showing up as my best version of myself because I didn't like myself. And I felt horrible physically, mentally, emotionally. And I want to help every woman to be set free from that, because I know if I can help women do that, then women are the influencers in their families, in their community. I want to be able to help you. I want to be able to help every person that I can to get off the yo-yo diets. I'm passionate about that as well. To stop the quick fix, the fad diets, and just go to whole real food, fueling our bodies the way we were created to. It's so powerful, and it's actually very simple, and we just use whole real food. And we can get to the root cause and heal our bodies from the inside out just by fueling it with what it was created to be fueled with, whole real food. So this is my mission, this is my passion, and that's why I'm here to do this, is to end the cycle of disease and death for my family, but also for every family of anybody that listens to this, because I know what it's like to see cancer rip through your family, to see disease rip through your family, to have lived with it myself. I'm happy to say it's been 13 years so far. I feel amazing at 54. I'm in the best shape of my life. I have way more energy, stronger, can do way more things now than I could when I was in my 30s, by far. Like, there's not even any comparison. So my mission, my passion is to share that with everyone else that wants to listen and be a part of this. So thank you for being here. I hope that you will follow along each week, that you will like, comment, and share and subscribe to my podcast. And I will do my very best to bring encouragement, hope, and also practical tips, practical keys for you to achieve the goals and the results that you want in your life, so you can shred excess fat, you can build up and tone your body and get strong as you desire to, but also that you can design a life you love and leave the legacy that you want to leave. So thank you for being here. Thank you. Thank you. It means the world to me. I love you. I appreciate you. And hey, let's go design a life we love.